topic is past experiences ruining your future chances. So what brought about this topic was last week there was a guy that was matched, and he sent a message that the girl he was matched with has like her walls built up, so he doesn't feel like this would work because she's not ready for a relationship based on her past experiences. And I was like, why sign up for, a service when you're not ready, right? But then I was like, she is me, she's we, everyone, like at one point or the other, were like in those shoes where your past experience, you kind of let it affect your future one, knowingly or unknowingly, it kind of happens. So I'm going to talk about that briefly. So lots of family and friends who know me know that during my PhD days, I was very, PhD involves a lot of research. So I was very research inclined. It's something I enjoy doing, and you kind of have to enjoy it whether whether you want to or not. So I'm used to researching when I can't find answers. And so today I was like, okay, I'm going to research answers apart from how it's worked for me, because I can give my own opinion on how it worked with it, but I also want to research what other people have done and how it's worked for them, just so I kind of give you a whole balanced look on this thing, right? So anything I see on here is my opinion, not a fact. Okay, so I'm going to give this scenario. We have invisible baggage that everyone carries, based on past experiences and relationships. So, for example, if you're 25, like a 25-year-old definitely have a baggage that's different from a 35-year-old and 45. So what I'm saying is, if you're 25, you've probably had 2 relationships, and both didn't work out, so you're on your way to your third, right? So you're dating. So you probably have 2 baggage. Example, you have 2 baggage. First one is the other guy didn't spend time with you, and the second one is, the other guy or girl didn't spend time with you. The second one is the guy or girl listened to their friends too much, meaning they couldn't make decisions on their own, and they didn't have a voice of their own. So let's say you're 25, and obviously you have those 2 baggage, which is your past relationship, the guy or girl didn't spend a lot of time with you, and the second one is that the guy or girl listened to their friends too much, couldn't make decisions on their own, and so you're carrying that baggage along with you. So when you're going for a date, headed towards your third relationship, you're going for a first date, you kind of carry this baggage along. So you're looking out for instances where this baggage might apply, so you can actually say, no, this isn't going to work. So for example, if someone says, during the date, if you're like, oh, what did you do last weekend? And the person is like, well, I spent it hanging out with my friends. The guy or girl says, I spent it hanging out with my friends. Immediately, this, clicks to you, to that part, the fact that you have had in your past someone that listened to their friends too much. And because that's something you don't want, you might automatically check out, because the person said they spend time with your friends, so automatically you assume that it means that that person might be someone that listens to their friends too much and can't make up their mind, and you don't want to go into that again, so you kind of just not give that person a chance. And this is an example of your past experience ruining your future chances. And then if you're 35 and you've dated up to 5 people, so this brings that baggage that you had that was 2 to about 5. So example, it brings that didn't spend time with me and listens to friends too much, and adds 3 more. So maybe the person was a liability and too dependent on you, and the person cheated on you, and the person went back to their ex. Those are extra baggage now. So if you're 35, now you have 5 baggage, right? So you're going on a first date with this baggage, and you're trying to make sure that the person doesn't have any of these traits. So if you actually, like the post the other day, I'm going to put it up if I can. The lady was like, the guy was like, I'm going to have to withdraw my last 2K. And then she kind of runs. So she could run from this experience, because maybe in the past she had someone that was a liability and totally dependent on her. And this could happen for a guy as well, because if a guy has someone that he always had to pay for everything for her, and the girl too had a guy that she always had to pay everything for, any little sign of that will send that person running. So that's your past experience ruining future chances, even though that might not have been the case, but because you don't want to wait to find out, you're just going to run for the hills, So at 25, you have, 2 baggage, 35, you have about 5 baggage. So imagine at 45, the amount of baggage you have, depending on how long your relationship was or how many people you dated. So to offload this baggage is really important because you need to offload this baggage so you can actually have successful first dates without running away, running for the hills. And the different ways, I have found a solution that works for me. And then there's a lady, Lara, I'm going to put her handle. She's really good with healing. So if you have like baggage like this, I think she'll be one of the really good people to speak to about healing and dropping your baggage just so it doesn't ruin your future relationships. So at 35 with this baggage, with these 5 different baggage, you're obviously likely to be looking out for them in every relationship, everywhere you go. So there's a lady, and one of the baggage that I listed went back to their ex, a divorced person. She dated someone that was divorced, and he went back to his ex. So when she came on the platform and said, I don't want anyone that's been divorced, she said, I don't want someone that's been married, so I want someone that has never been married. I automatically usually ask, if they're Catholic and you want never married, it's a thing, but if it's because of a fear, because you feel like they're not committed or something, I always want you to tell me. But she just said she just doesn't want someone that's been married, so her specific was on never married. So the lady came that she wants someone that's never been married because she dated a divorced guy and he went back to his ex. So during the process of matching, I matched her with someone that was married in the past and he lost his wife. So when she got chatting with him, the first thing she asked was, have you ever been married? And of course he said yes. And she immediately jumped down his throat. She was like, no, I wanted someone that's never been married. This was an order at the store. This is not what I ordered for return, So she's like, this isn't what I wanted. And then she got to me and she was like, this isn't what I wanted. And, he's been married. And then I explained to her, he lost his wife. She was like, because she was like, I told you I didn't want someone that was divorced. I told you I didn't want someone that was divorced. And then I told her, well, he's not divorced. He actually lost his wife. And then she was like, oh, oops. She's like, okay, let me just talk to him. But obviously at that point, it was a bit too late. Sometimes what you're looking for might not necessarily be in that status you're looking for. What I mean is there's a lady that said she wanted someone that's never been married to. And we matched her with someone that was married, but he lost his wife, a different person. And she actually, I'm going to put the testimonial up there so you can see it, where she actually, it actually went well for her. So it's like me hating guys that wear red because I had a bad experience with an ex that wore red. And God is like, you must date someone that wears red. And God puts my future spouse in someone that wears red. It's going to be hard for you to meet that person because you're already against the color red. You know what I mean? So when you're against something, this could be from your past experience and it could ruin future chances. And no one really wants that. You want to be able to give people an equal chance. It's really hard, of course, when you see signs, from the past relationship. So hopefully I can do a quick recap on it. Topic is past experiences ruining your future chances. So this is when you let a past experience ruin a chance during a first date or meeting someone new. So I said for what works for me is just being aware and knowing that you should drop your baggage at home. And you could also meet Lara. She's a healing specialist expert. So you should also do that. So we carry invisible baggage, as I said, and when you're 25, it's different from the baggage you carry when you're 35 and 45, based on the amount of relationships you've had or even the length of the relationship. And so learning to offload your baggage is something that you should do so it doesn't ruin your future chances.